Hello, what's my channel? I'm All Things Wrestling, and today I'm going to be giving my comments, opinions, and the results of the WWE Raw, 6th of February 2017. We kick off the show with Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon in the ring. Mick brings out the hottest free agent signing of the new era, Samoa Joe. Stephanie hugs Joe, and then she does a proper introduction for Samoa Joe. Stephanie asks Mick why he is not happy. Is it because you didn't bring him in, or is it she had to do Mick's job? Mick said he is a supporter of Joe for years, but he does not appreciate the way that Joe got his job or who he's associated with. Joe tells Foley 18 years. It took him 18 years to be standing in the ring right now. In those 18 years, when you say you were a fan, not only one man opened the door for an opportunity. If being loyal to that one man means putting Seth Rollins on the shelf, so be it. Joe said he put the locker room on notice. He will choke out anyone who gets in his way, and he'll do it again if he has to. The Destroyer has arrived, and there is nothing you can do about it. He then signs his Raw contract. Then Roman Reigns comes out. How to ruin the momentum of a show within 5 minutes of it being on the air. Actually, I do have to say that 5 minutes for the show was a recap of what happened last week. This is like 10 minutes in. Reigns came out and Reigns said, Joe makes a lot of threats. Why don't Joe make one to him? Reigns said, now Joe has signed the contract. That means he's in Reigns' yard. Please stop using the Undertaker's catchphrases. I know you're trying to start the match, but for God's sake, you're an arsehole. So Joe can shut his mouth, or Reigns can cave it in. Then they have a stare down. Foley says as long as he is still a general manager, he still makes the matches. So Reigns will be facing Joe tonight, live on Raw in the main event. Foley had to pull Reigns back, and Stephanie stood in front of Joe, giving Foley an evil eye in the process. It was a nice opening segment, to be fair. I did enjoy it. Joe looked good. Reigns' promo wasn't too bad, I guess. As Reigns' promo go, I was more engaged than I normally am, so it weren't bad. Then we move on to our first match, Nia Jax vs Bayley. The finish happened. Jax threw Bayley out of the ring, and charged towards her, but hit the post. Bayley threw Jax into the post. They teased a count out finish. Charlotte went out and jumped on the apron, distracted and shot Bayley and the referee. Bayley went after Charlotte. Somehow broke the count on Jax, God knows how. Bayley gave Charlotte a drop kick, but then Nia Jax ran from behind, gave her a Samoan drop for the pin. Charlotte stood over Bayley with the Raw Women's title. It wasn't a bad match. It furthers the feud, and we did find out that Bayley is going to have a rematch next week against Charlotte for the Raw Women's Championship. Why? God knows. Maybe it's because SmackDown's having a pay-per-view. We've got to do something big. Who knows? Then we have a match, Braun Strowman versus CC Everton, Rob Pelly, Dustin Waltz, and Brent Riley. Basically 4 jobbers. Dustin Waltz, or whatever the hell his name is, ran to the back midway through the carnage as Strowman was destroying them all. He then gave Everton a Oklahoma Stampede and stacked the 3 men on top of each other for the pin, making sure the bottom one actually had his shoulders to the mat. I did check. And then Strowman did the same promo he did in November, saying Foley wasn't giving him competition, he was going to go find him in the back. Liked that promo. He then found Foley in the back and said he wanted everyone. Mick tells Strowman he can have a match at Fastlane against Roman Reigns. Strowman was quite happy with that. I'm happy with that. Please, Strowman, just kill him. Just put him in a bear hug and never let him go. Then we see a video package of Akira Tozawa, which Cesaro talking about him. Then he came out for a match against Drew Gulak. Tozawa used a Shining Wizard for a near fall, then finished off Gulak with the German suplex. Overall good match, to be fair. Standard cruiserweight stuff, I did enjoy it. Akira Tozawa was quite energetic, and Drew Gulak's no slack in the ring either. Brian Kendrick then walked out, shook his hand of Tozawa after, for some reason. What the hell is going on with Brian Kendrick? Then Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho came out. Owens said he stood in the ring last week and told everyone he had proved people wrong his entire career. Last Monday he did it again because no one gave him a fighting chance against Strowman, but he's still your Universal Champion. Jericho said that he will successfully defend his US Championship against Sami Zayn tonight, and the greatest of all time. Jericho said he had a bone to pick with someone who won a big game yesterday, someone people are calling a GOAT. He then put Tom Brady on the list. I fucking love Jericho. And then he called him a stupid idiot, which was funny. Jericho said he had a big match in mind for the Universal Championship, then called for Owens versus Jericho, title versus title in WrestleMania main event slot. The crowd chanted yes. Owens said Jericho was right, it would be the biggest match in WrestleMania history, but he's not sure if he could fight his best friend. Goldberg came out. He said Owens and Jericho had two options: step aside and live, or grow a pair, take on and see if they can live. They remained in the ring but gave Goldberg some room to talk. Goldberg said he heard Paul Heyman's challenge to face Lesnar at WrestleMania, which he called WrestleMania 33. He never said he wanted to turn down a fight, and he accepted. Jericho gave a half-hearted applause. Owens said Goldberg accepted Lesnar's channel, which is great because it'd be a perfect undercard match for Jericho Owens at WrestleMania. Owens said his match with Jericho would be the main event. Owens asked Goldberg if he knew why Owens was the longest reigning Universal Champion in history. Goldberg said he does know why. It's because Owens never faced him. Goldberg challenged Owens to a match at Fastlane. Jericho stepped in and said Goldberg can't come down and interrupt Jericho when they are spitting fire. Jericho asked if Goldberg knew what happens to people who stop making their own matches, though Jericho had just done that himself. Goldberg grabbed the list out of Jericho's hand and wrote his own name down and said, "How about that? Goldberg just made the list." Jericho said that wasn't the way it worked. He never liked Goldberg. So at Fastlane, Jericho said Goldberg will be facing Owens for the Universal title. Owens was not happy. Jericho tried to calm down. That was unsuccessful. Good segment, but I do have a hypocrisy to do here. Goldberg got in Jericho's face and threatened him, whereas every time they have a backstage fight, Jericho kicks the shit out of Goldberg. Like, I think when Goldberg came to WWE, Jericho got him in a face lock, something like that, and wouldn't let go. So him threatening him was really funny because I could just imagine that Jericho would kick the shit out of him. Goldberg meant to be the big, strong man, and he can't even beat up Jericho in real life. I love it. Then backstage, Owens wondered how Jericho could arrange a match against him and Goldberg. Jericho said he always had Owens back, even if it was locked in the cage above the ring at the Royal Rumble. Owens said accepting a match with the Maniac is not having his back, and walked off. Another good promo, teasing a lot more the split. No, it hasn't happened. Don't worry, you're not missing anything. Then we have a tag team rematch. The Club versus Cesaro and Sheamus. We had Enzo and Cass out there for some reason. It looks like they're finally done with Rusev and Jinder Mahal. Please let that be over. Cesaro, after getting hold tagged by Sheamus, gave Anderson a power slam cutter combination. Outside the ring, Gallows attacked Amore, leading to Cass giving Gallows a big boot for the DQ. Cesaro and Sheamus didn't look happy about Big Cass and Enzo Amore, costing them their tag team title shot. So maybe Cesaro and Sheamus, Enzo and Cass, and then Enzo and Cass could hopefully go into the title picture. That'd be nice. Then we had a tribute video for Black History Month, which happens in February. They had a package paying tribute to Jackie Robinson with a statement from Darren Young, Alicia Fox, Naomi, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods. If you do not know who he is, first of all, you're very, very ignorant. He was a baseball player. One of the greatest baseball players of all time. He's in the Baseball Hall of Fame, and he won World Series and stuff like that. And no, I didn't just know that because of the package. I actually did know who Jackie Robinson was before that we have the TV for that. Then, in an update on Rollins, Michael Cole was saying his status for WrestleMania was in serious doubt. Cole brought up Rollins saying on Twitter, "The only way to wear the crown is to slay the king. I know what must be done, and there's nothing that can stop me. And he did mention that he said he'll come after Triple H no matter what. Yeah, that was alright. Then the New Day come out to face the Shining Stars. Kingston worried about who actually went to the Shining Stars resort. Woods, Kingston and Big E said in unison, nobody. Kingston said it wasn't real. Woods said people wanted magic, so they gave them unicorns. They wanted music, so they gave him Francesca. They wanted to be fed, so they gave him booty-o's. Big E wondered what more they could give them. Ice cream. Then they did, we all scream for ice cream, which was good. Then we had their match, which was alright. It was Xavier Woods and Big E for some reason. Epico tried to give Big E an O'Connor role, but Woods made a tag and pinned Epico after the midnight hour. It was a standard match. It weren't bad. Nice to see the Shining Stars actually doing anything. I actually don't mind them. I like the whole weird thing with the Shining Stars resort. I don't know why, but it's quite good. Then the shit interviewer number 1 interviewed Jericho. She asked about a potential strain on his relationship with Owens and if it would affect him in his match against Sami Zayn. Jericho denied that and said sometimes best friends have minor disagreements. Owens walked up. Jericho said he had nothing but the best intentions. Owens said Jericho has had his back from day one and he's going to beat Goldberg because Jericho has his back, just like Jericho will defeat Sami Zayn tonight because Owens has Jericho's back. They gave each other a big hug and smiled. Hug it out, lads. Hashtag hug it out. Let's move on. This has ruined one story from my wrestling newsroom. Thank you very much. They announced that the Rock and Roll Express will be inducted into this year's Hall of Fame. We saw a bit of highlight package of some of the stuff they did in Mid-Atlantic Wrestling and WWE run as heels in the ill-fated NWA Invasion angle, which kept to a minimum. There was also a picture of Jim Cornette in there briefly. Not good. It was alright. Congratulations, they were one of the best tag teams that I've been told. I do not know much about them, but congratulations. Then we go to the United States Championship match between Sami Zayn and Chris Jericho. It was a good match. Owens was at ringside. Jericho threw him down and hit the walls of Jericho on Sami Zayn, who then walked on his elbows to get to the ropes. As the referee backed Jericho off, Owens gave him a super kick and then Jericho with a codebreaker for the win. It was good. I'm glad Jericho kept it. I wanted Zayn, but it wouldn't have meant much. Zayn needs more at the minute than that. Then we see Sasha Banks backstage getting her left knee worked on by a trainer when Charlotte walked in to rub her face in that she's still the champion. Charlotte said she hopes she saw Bayley get beat by Nax earlier tonight since Bayley was fighting for her honour. Charlotte said she hopes Banks takes a good look at Bayley next week when she loses her next week in Las Vegas. Charlotte said she thought Roadblock End of the Line was just a name for a pay-per-view when it was actually a metaphor for Banks' career. Great promo, and I'm hoping this does push Sasha over the edge to become heel because she's really bad as a babyface. Then we go to Austin Aries doing a one-on-one interview with Neville. Aries said Rich Swann suffered an ankle injury during the attack on Neville, which kept him out of action. So on 205 Live tomorrow night, it will be Noam Dar versus TJ Perkins versus Jack Gallagher versus Tony Nese versus Cedric Alexander in a fatal 5-way elimination match to determine the new number 1 cruiserweight contender. He asked Neville who he'd rather face. Neville said it was irrelevant. He also asked him who he's most scared of, and he still said that was irrelevant. Alexander came out, but he didn't say anything, and Dar came out after that, who said he'll steal Neville's championship just like he stole Alexander's girlfriend, Alicia Fox. He didn't go Fox this week, which was weird. Then Gallagher came out with William III and said if they're going to be king of the cruiserweights, it should be a gentleman. Then Nese came out, he didn't talk, and then Perkins came down and he said he was actually the cruiserweight champion, unlike everyone else in the ring. He was the first, and he's going to do it again. Perkins said he and Neville had unfinished business, and the only reason he came down was to punch Nese, which he did. Everyone started brawling. Gallagher gave Neville a dropkick and then teased something. Dar tripped him. Perkins gave them a taupe. Yeah, that was the other word, taupe. What the hell is a tope? Followed by Alexander delivering a tope on the other three. Neville teased his own tope and then stopped and posed all over them, which led to a 6-man tag. Alexander, Gallagher and Perkins versus Neville, Dar and Nice. Dar tagged himself in against Neville's wishes. Perkins got a hot tag. Dar gave Perkins a drop kick and tried to tag Neville in, who refused to tag and walked off like he did last week. Very good character work between Dar and Neville. There will be a feud there and I cannot wait. Perkins delivered a detonation kick to Nice. Alexander tagged in and then pinned Dar after a lumbar check. Alright match. One of the better cruiserweight matches I've seen in a while. Not saying that any of them are bad, but this was really good. Then Jericho and Owens talked backstage. Jericho said his friendship with Owens was big, so he wanted to make a festival out of it. He suggested the Festival of Friendship is the biggest celebration in WWE history since Raw will be in Las Vegas next week. It would be perfect for WrestleMania of Friendship. Owens said he wouldn't miss that for the world and he couldn't wait. I have no idea what's going to go on there, but it will be interesting nonetheless. Then we had a couple of promos. There was one promo for Emelina, who said she'll be here next week. Good luck on that one. And then we have a video package for the Elimination Chamber that's happening on Sunday. Apparently we're getting a new Elimination Chamber. I'd like to see what that's going to look like. Probably the same, but slightly different. Then we had our main event of the evening, Mojo versus Roman Reigns. Joe attacked Reigns from behind and sent Reigns into the apron and ringside barrier. Clothesline then sends him into the apron, punches to Reigns on the floor. He entered the ring and waited for Reigns to recover. He goes back to the floor, kicks Reigns, sends him into the ring post, hits him with a back senton. And then we go to commercial. So they did a beatdown before the match, which was nice, showing Joe's character as just getting them beat him down. Then the referee starts the match when we come back. Reigns sets up for a Superman punch and Joe goes to the floor. Reigns hits a drive-by, Superman punch, and then sets up for a spear, but Braun Strowman's music plays, makes his way to the ring, punches Strowman, but Strowman stays on the apron. Reigns with another Superman punch to Strowman. Joe with an enziguri followed by some move for a 3 count. So Joe got not a clean win, but a proper win over him, no DQs or anything. After the match, Strowman picked Reigns up, hit a running power slam, kicks him to the floor. Reigns would punch him, but Strowman sends him into the ring steps. Connects with the forearms to the chest. Strowman picks up the ring steps, waits for him to go, and then just hits him in the head with the steps. I like idea content over WrestleMania weekend. It's good. Over the road to WrestleMania, sorry, that's what I should have said. Strowman picks up Reigns again and hits a running power slam through the ringside barrier. He gets up, and then Reigns is just lying there to end the show. Overall, it wasn't a bad show. It's built up a lot more matches. All the matches were pretty decent. I can't really think of a bad match on this card. So, overall, it's been a pretty good Raw. I love Goldberg and the Owens, even though I don't want him to win the title, but what are you going to do? Goldberg actually does decent promos. So it has been a general good night of wrestling. I have enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you have. Subscribe to more content and I'll catch you later.